Hello students, myself Mrs. Deepali Nete. I am teaching in Deccan Education Society's Ferguson College. My subject is Vocational Computer Science Paper 1. My topic is data structure. In the last lecture we discussed about various operations on the data structure like traversing, inserting element and deleting. In today's lecture we will see the next operation, searching. There are two types of searches, linear search and binary search. How that two searches are performed on the array elements, then pointer array and record. So we will see these all the topics on the PowerPoint presentation. Searching and its algorithm. Searching means to find out particular element from a given list of element or check whether the required element is present or not in that array. There are two types of searches. First one is the linear search, second one is the binary search. In the linear search, given element is compared with the each element of the list one by one. Binary search is used to search element from the sorted array. While you will perform that binary search, the compulsory condition is the array should be sorted array. For example, how you can perform that linear search? These are the 5 elements, and out of these 5 elements, we are going to search that whether element in the array or not. So for that, the step 1 is set that element 33 at the n plus 1 location. So we will set it data of 6 equal to 33. So your list will become 11, 22, 33, 44, 55. This is the original list, and at the last plus 1 location we will set the element 33, that is at the location data of 6. We will start that comparison process from the first element. Therefore, LOC is equal to 1. We will compare element 33 with the first element 11. Since data of 1 contains element 11 and 11 is not equal to 33. Therefore, go for the next location. Therefore, LOC is equal to 2. Since data of 2 is equal to 22 and this 22 is not equal to 33, so therefore go for the next location. So set LOC is equal to 3. Here data of 3 contains element 33 and 33 is equal to 33. It means that we should have to stop that searching process here where you will get that element. Suppose your element is not present in the array, then while control will become that n plus 1 location, it declares that the given element is not present in the list. So therefore this is the unsuccessful search. But in this example you can see that the element 33, it is present at the location 3. Hence item 33 found at position LOC is equal to 3. Here we will write the algorithm. In the paragraph part, declare that array which we are going to use, it contains there n elements. We are going to searching that item, then it is present at location LOC. So in the description part, data is a linear array with n elements and item is a given element, and this algorithm find the location LOC of item in the data or set LOC is equal to 0 if your search is unsuccessful. Where you will get that element, that location it is initialized to LOC variable, and if your search is unsuccessful, then LOC will be initialized with value 0, which is called as the null value. Hence in the step 1, insert item at the end of the data as we see in the example. So therefore set data of n plus 1 is equal to item. In the previous example we set data of 6 with the element 33. In the second step, initialize counter. So we will start from the first element, therefore set LOC is equal to 1. The next step is the comparison process. So that process we will do, we will repeat till that data of LOC is not equal to item. This is our condition. And here this is the update counter step. So set LOC is equal to LOC plus 1. You are going to repeat this step, means comparison step and update counter step, till you are not getting that element. While doing that step, if control will set to LOC is equal to n plus 1, it means that your element is not present. At that point LOC will be initialized to 0. Otherwise it will print item found at location LOC, where you will get that element. Then last step is the exit. The searching algorithm is the binary search. In the binary search, it is very important according to your exam point of view. This search process starts from comparing the search element with the middle element in the list. It means that you will have their sorted array. Then how you can find out that middle element? First element is having that lower bound is equal to 1 and upper bound is the last element location. Make addition of these two values and then you will get their one integer value. This value, it is the middle value. We'll see it in the algorithm steps. So if both are matched, then the result is element found. Means what? The element which is present at the middle location and the element which you are going to searching, that element we are calling as the key element. If both are matched, then algorithm will declare that element is found. Otherwise, we'll go for the next step. In the next step, we check whether the search element is smaller or larger than the middle element, because you have to do this process, that is finding middle element, and then change according to that lower bound and upper bound till you will not get that elements. So for changing that lower bound or upper bound, you have to check whether the key element is smaller or larger than the middle element. Okay, so if searching element is smaller, then we repeat the same process for the left sublist. That is, your element is present in the first half. Okay, and if your element is larger, which is present at the middle location, it indicates that the key element is present in the second list, that is called as the right sublist. We repeat this process until we find the searching element in the list, until we left with a sublist of only one element. We are going to repeat these steps till we will have only one element in the list. Otherwise, lower bound is not equal to upper bound, then we have to repeat these steps. And if that element is also doesn't match with the search element, then the result is element is not found in the list. It means that the key element is not present in the given array. Okay, at that time your search is unsuccessful. In the exam, when there is a question for 4 marks, explain binary search algorithm with the suitable example, you should have to explain like this. You can take same elements or you can take their different elements. So this is the array element and these are the index number of this array. Here we are going to searching element 40 is present in this given list or not. So step 1 is initially beg is equal to 1 and end is equal to 7. These two variables we are going to use to finding middle element, middle value. So initially beg is equal to 1, that is the lower bound, and end is equal to 7, that is the upper bound. Therefore mid is equal to beg plus end divided by 2. Here beg is 1, end is 7, 1 plus 7 divided by 2, value is, so compare that location which is fourth location. So fourth location, it is having element 33 and our key element is 40. So compare these two elements. Here you can see that 33 is less than 40. Means what? Your element is present in the right sublist. From the middle value, that middle value is 33. From this element, your searching element is present in the second list. So that's why we are going to change here beg counter. How you can change that beg counter? You should have to add that plus 1 value, means what? Beg is equal to mid plus 1. Therefore 4 plus 1 is equal to 5. So 5, it is a new beg variable and 7 is the previous, initially we have taken that end variable value. So make both variables addition, 5 plus 7 divided by 2. So you will get value here 12. 12 divided by 2, it is 6. Okay, so compare the element which is present at the 6th location with the key element. Now data of C is equal to 44 and key element is 40. Here you can see that element 40 is less than 44. So therefore, since 44 is greater than 40, means what? Your array, your element is present in the left sublist. Therefore, we have to change end variable. So how you can change that end variable? You can set that n is equal to mid minus 1. So 6 minus 1, that 6 is the value of the middle variable, and subtract 1 from the middle value. So this is your new value for the end variable. Beg will remains as it is. So beg is 5 and end is also 5. So 5 plus 5 divided by 2. So mid variable have value 5. So compare that data of 5, that value with your given key value. Data of 5 contains value 40 and your key element is also 40. So item is found at location 5 in the array. So in the above example, only 2 comparisons are required because at each iteration mid is calculated, only 1/2 is checked. So while you will find out that mid variable value, you are going to compare that mid variable value with the given key element, and it will decide whether you have to change that beg variable's value or end variable's value. This is example for the binary search. This is the algorithm. Before that algorithm, we'll see the steps. So in the algorithm, you have to declare the variables which you are going to use for executing that algorithm. Data is the array name, LB is the lower bound, UB upper bound, item is the key element, and LOC is the location of the element if you find it in the given list. If you are not getting that element, then LOC will be set to null value. First of all, initialize all the variable. Beg will be initialized with LB, end will be initialized with UB, and mid variable's value you can find it with the beg plus end divided by 2. Whatever value you will get, then from that value you will get only, you have to consider only integer part. So int is a function which consider only that integral part from the value which you will get after this addition. Okay, you have to repeat that step 3 and 4. What is the step 3 and 4? Till that while beg is not equal to end and data of mid not equal to item. So steps are, first is the compare that given key element with the data of mid, and fourth step is change that value of mid. See here, in the third step, if item is less than data of mid, it means that your searching element is present in the right sublist. Therefore set end with the new value. Therefore end is equal to mid minus 1. And if this condition is false, that is item is greater than the data of mid, it means that the element is present in the left sublist. At that time we will change value of beg variable. So beg is equal to mid plus 1. Okay, then set mid is equal to int of beg plus end divided by 2. So end of the step 2 loop. In the step 5, if data of mid is equal to item, then set LOC is equal to mid. It means that if you are getting that given element, then set LOC is equal to mid. If you are not get that element, then set LOC with the null value. Okay, this is the end of if structure. Print LOC means print what is the location you will get for the given key element. That location is the mid variable's location. Okay, then step 7 is the exit. Here difference between that linear search and binary search. So in the linear search, it is not necessary the array should be sorted, so it performs on the unsorted list, whereas for binary search it performs on the sorted list only. Elements are sorted in the array alphabetically or numerically. Second point is compare the desired element with all the elements in the array until match is found. Here in the binary search, compare the desired element with the midpoint value. Here in the linear search, insertion operation is easy. So insertion of new element in that array can be performed very efficiently, whereas because of it is a sorted array, here that insertion operation requires there many physically movement to preserve the order, that is the ascending or descending order. It requires there physically movement of the elements. Then fourth point is, for the large size of array, time required is very large. For binary search, for large size of array, comparatively time required is less. Here time complexity, it means that how many number of iterations it will take to execute that particular algorithm. So after that you will get 2 points, that is the worst case and best case. Worst case is that if you will get the element at the last iteration, it means that it takes there n number of comparisons. This situation is called as the worst case. And if you will get the element at the first comparison, then it is called as the best case. So for the linear search, worst case is n, it requires there n number of comparison, and for the best case, it requires only 1 comparison. For the binary search, time complexity is given as, for the worst case, log of n to the base 2, and for the best case, only 1 comparison. So these are 5 points in which you can see what is the difference between linear search and binary search. The next point is pointer array. What do we mean by that pointer array? Here you can see that there are 4 groups. These groups are divided according to particular one criteria. For example, we are going to make a group for the company. Then what is the criteria? According to the designation of employees, then what is the qualification of the employees. Suppose according to the designation, I divide these employees in the 4 groups. So here number of employees are 15. This is the first group of the CEOs, then second group of the managers, then this group is the workers, and this is the last group of the helpers, like that. Then while I want to store these all the values in the computer memory, then I will declare only single array, because these are the names of the employees. But where my particular group will be start, it is stored in the another array. That array is called as the pointer array. So if each element of the array is pointer, then it is called as the pointer array. Last year you learned what is the definition of pointer. What pointer do? It stores the address of the another variable. So here we require there another pointer array which stores the starting elements address of this each group. Means what? First element of the pointer array is the group 1's first element, that is the address of this content AAA. It is the first element of that pointer array. Then the second element is the address of this content CCC, and the third group, this is the address of the first element. Then last element is the address of this element LLL. Here the variable is called as the pointer variable if points to the another variable. Okay, this is the definition of pointer. It contains memory address of another variable. Then consider the organization which divides its employee in the 4 groups depending on the certain condition. As I told you, according to the designation, these employees are divided into the 4 different types of groups. So here total number of elements are, that is total number of employees are 15, and they are divided into the 4 groups, and group contains 2 elements. In the first group you can see there are only 2 elements. In the group 2 you can see 5 elements are there. In the group 3 there are 4 elements, and in the last group, that is group 4, it contains only 4 elements. Now for these all 15 elements, how we can declare that pointer array here? So if these groups are to be represented in memory, the most efficient way is use 2 arrays. First array, it stores only that employee names, and second array, it is a pointer array which will store that the address of the each group's first element. So first is the employee array, it contains that employees in all 4 groups, and second is the group array which is a pointer array which contains the starting address of each group in the employee array respectively. In this diagram you can see there are all 15 elements are stored in the first array, that is the employee array, and second one is the group array. So in the group arrays, first element is the address of the first group, first element. Then second element is of the group array is, this is the address of the first group of the group 2. Then this value 8 is the address of the first element of the group 3, and this is the value which is the address of the first element of group 4. Okay, in this way you can store that, you can declare that pointer array which contains our one main array, and second one is the pointer array. It's all the elements are the pointer variables. Next is the record. So definition of record is, it is a collection of field. Then collection of record is called as the file. Collection of data is frequently organized into the hierarchy of fields, records and files, and record may contain non-homogeneous data, that is item of the record need not to be same data type. So for example, student, 5 students record you are going to store, then name of the student, roll number, then address. So name, roll number and address, these are the 3 different fields, but it contains different data types value. Okay, name store only character value, roll number stores integer data. So that record may contain non-homogeneous data, that is data items are of not the same data type. So natural ordering is not possible while you are storing that record. So elements can be described by the level number. So an organization keep record of its employees and it contains their following data items. We are going to consider following fields of the employees: name, gender, salary, birthday and address. These 5 are the fields of the employee, and you are going to store their 5 employees record. The name is a group item. You are knowing about the group item, the element which is means this is the field. It contains their 3 values, first name, middle name and last name. Then birthday and address are also group items, because birthday contains day, month and year, and address contains various sub fields. So these 3 are name, birthday and address are the group items, where gender and salary are the elementary items. So the structure of this record is shown in the following figure. So this is the employee, that is the record name. Then element is, that is fields are name, that name is divided into the 3 sub fields: first name, middle name and last name. Next is gender, salary, birth date. Then birth date, again it is a group item, so that's why it is divided into the date, month and year. Then address, address contains their city and pin code. So before this each field you can see that this is the number. This number is called as the level number. So 1 is the first number of which you are going to store that record. We are going to store here record of employee. So that's why it is having number 1, level number 1. The name, gender, salary, birth date and address, these are fields we are going to consider, and here name, birth date and address are the group items. So that's why whatever the sub fields we are going to consider, they are assigned with the level number 3. Whereas gender and salary, they are the elementary items, so that's why they are assigned with the level number 2. Here difference between that linear array and record is that it is a collection of homogeneous data elements, whereas record is a collection of fields. It always contains homogeneous data in linear array, and in record may contains non-homogeneous data, that is data elements may be of different type. Then in linear array, an element can be naturally ordered if these are sorted. Here record, natural ordering of the element is not possible in the record. Fourth point is, element of the linear array are referenced by the index number. As we know, arrays, each and every element is accessed by its the index number, and it consisting of the n consecutive numbers, whereas in the record, element of record are referenced by the level number. Here, if we want to represent this record in the memory, then you require there these arrays. This first array is storing that first name, last name, then gender, city, pin code and phone number. But you can see that each array is having, they are of same size. So first cell of each array, it will store that record 1, then record 2 will store the record of the second employee. In this way, this all array store the all the records parallelly. Okay, so to represent this record in the memory, linear arrays are used. One separate linear array is used for each elementary item of record, such as first name, last name, gender, city, pin code and phone number. And if you want to access that particular record of the particular employee's record, then an index k of all the record, for first name of k, last name of k, gender of k, belongs to the same record in a file. That is third record in a file. So in today's lecture, what we discussed, two types of search: linear search, binary search, pointer array and records. The next topic, that is linked list, we will see in the next lecture. Thank you.